Hey everybody, you're at the Mini Woodstock Festival in Santa Barbara, California. Yes, this is the show where Foreave Stars International shine. It's for entrepreneurs in the entertainment field. And tonight we have some great guests for you, so keep tuned. Here we go at the Dream Machine USA, telling you, lift your glasses, get all your hors d'oeuvres ready, because we're going to have fun tonight. You're at the Dream Machine USA at ABG Studios and our TV studios, Mini Woodstock Festival. So join us, have fun tonight. We've got some great guests for you. Yay! Keep tuned, everybody. Lucy Looker reporting for the Foreave Stars International. I have a very, very interesting gentleman with me. He calls himself a Renaissance man, which means he dabbles and he's done so many things. Wayne Scholes is the gentleman's name. He actually went for the position of mayor in Santa Barbara, and he does many, many things. In fact, he was recently given a wonderful award from the citizens and senior citizens of the Mesa area in Santa Barbara for all his work that he does with the senior citizens. So I am very excited that we're going to have Wayne with us today. So Wayne, I really am looking forward to hearing all about your travels, your adventures. You're a Foreave Stars International now, and Lucy's excited to see you. So tell us about yourself. Wayne Scholes, everybody.
Thank you. First, I want to thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, I want to say that SB TV 17 is one of the few venues where the public actually gets access. A lot of the general media, they block us from being able to talk to the public and get our message out, and that's, so I just want to thank you for that. So I was born in Fort Bragg, North Carolina in 1952. I was born in a World War II temporary hospital. I was delivered by a military doctor. I'm one of 5 boys. My dad always wanted a girl, and so they kept trying and never got one until he got a granddaughter. So I lived at Fort Bragg, North Carolina from the time I was born until I was 11 and a half years old, except for the time when my dad spent in Korea.
I believe you were telling me before that your dad actually fought for America. Tell us a little bit about that. You were saying there was quite some amazing things in 4th grade that you actually had to learn in case there was a cold war in our country that you were going to be called upon. That seems amazing to me in 4th grade or 11 years of age to be taught the things you were telling me. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, I lived at a first strike base in Fort Bragg, North Carolina's home 82nd Airborne, 7th Special Forces, and besides that, in Fort Benning, Georgia, we were the 2 first strike bases in the east. And during the Cold War, because we were the #1 target for invasion or attack by the Russians, we had mock invasions on a fairly regular basis where we would have Red Army and Green Army, and they would change. The Red Army would be the communists at one point, and they would invade our neighborhoods. And if you were caught by a referee spotting the enemy and you didn't report it to the referee, they could bust your dad in rank and kick you off the base, because what it was all about is that the military would have to fall back. If they would have to fall back, they would rely on fourth grade boys and up to move into the woods and start slowing the invading army down. And that included blowing up things or destroying ammunitions or fuel or anything like that, because the theory was that if they got a chance to kill the dependents on the base, it would demoralize the army.
Wow.
So most countries have that policy, it's just that they don't preach it. In the Civil War, the young kids went out and fought. Germany, the young kids and the
Yes,
old
they
men
did.
went out and fought. Russia, the same thing. They had the Home Guard in England. So it's not as unusual as you think. It's just that people don't think those kind of things actually happened in this country. And during the Cuban Missile Crisis, we were on red alert for quite a while. My father was actually about 30 minutes from jumping into Havana, Cuba with the 82nd Airborne, which amounted to basically a suicide mission to try to kill Castro and eliminate the government.
Wow.
To try to stop World War III. We were 30 minutes from World War III.
Wow, amazing. So you were there till how old? Were you in South Carolina?
North Carolina.
Sorry.
North Carolina.
How long were you in North Carolina?
I was
then?
there until I was 11 and a half years old, or 11 years old.
11 years old. So what happened after that? Where did you?
My dad was going to be sent to Vietnam, and my mother convinced him basically by saying, if you go to Vietnam, I'll divorce you. This will be your third conflict. It'll be your fourth international arena where there was conflict, and a lot of the guys were being killed that were veterans all the way back to World War II. So my parents had bought a house in Northern California, in Concord, California, right after they got married. They met at Ocean Beach right after World War II, and they got engaged and they got married. 3 of my brothers were born in California, and my youngest brother and I were born in North Carolina. So my parents kept the home in Concord, California, and so when my dad retired, we moved back to California. My mother convinced my father that it was the best thing to do for us kids, for our future, because my father is from Appalachia, the coal mines in Alabama, and his family wanted us to move back there. And luckily, my mother convinced him that the best thing for us to do would be to go to the San Francisco Bay Area during the protest periods, Haight-Ashbury, Berkeley, the Rock Revolution.
Wow. So is this when you started thinking about acting? Because I noticed that, you were an actor. So tell us a little bit about when you were doing a lot of your acting.
I was an artist my whole life. First time I ever did anything, I dug some clay out of a bank in North Carolina on the base, and I sculpted a head.
Okay.
And the only art I was exposed to was military art, which is real impressionist. And I think the military artists are really a group that is ignored by the art community. They do fantastic work. And so in Northern California, I started studying art at Diablo Valley College. And because of the new movement up there for freedoms and different things, I knew a lot of people that were in kind of like guerrilla theater and different things. And so I knew some models and that, and I just kind of started deciding, hey, this is how people make a little extra money if they decide they're going to be an artist or not. And I actually studied film, and I wanted to be a director. But because I came from a family that really wasn't wealthy or anything, and there was no way for scholarships, I decided to just go to UCSB and get my teaching credential. But I've always been interested in film. And the heroes of my life are kind of a little different. It's number one is Leonardo da Vinci, who I think is the smartest person that ever lived. And then Johnny Weissmuller, who was Tarzan, because of all of the time we spent in the swamps and different things. And Tarzan never liked guns, and Tarzan always helped people. And, Tarzan was a good guy. He was a good human. And then after that, it was Curly from the Three Stooges in the film, because I like humor. So from there, I moved to to Goleta and went to UCSB. And that's when one of my friends that moved down with me, he was going to Brooks Institute. So I started working with them, setting up shots and modeling and production work. And then that kind of moved on to working in LA on different projects because I'd help them out. So I would get calls every once in a while to go to LA or San Francisco to do projects.
So what kind of projects in the
Well, we were shooting a car commercial up at San Luis Obispo, and it was a Buick Roadmaster, and they only had 2 cars. Buick only had 2 cars, and both of them were going to go to the Chicago Auto Show. And we were shooting the commercials up San Luis Obispo County, and they'd hired this guy that was kind of like he was a retired policeman from back east, but he was kind of had a personality like a Cliff Clavin from Cheers. And he'd never done a job ever. And every single time he went in front of the camera, he kept staring at the camera, whether he was driving or anything. So we had real problems, but 3 times he almost hit the boom truck.
Oh dear.
And so that would have destroyed the Roadmaster show in Chicago. So at one point they basically gave him to me because I was on the production crew. I was a head production assistant. Because I've done location shooting, I've done production assistant work, I've done some stunt stuff, a couple of stunt things.
Really? What sort of things in the stunts?
I did a commercial for the Highway Patrol on
Wow.
a Triumph, 69 Triumph Bonneville I used to have, where we shot it down in Tarzana. And I basically get forced into oncoming traffic by a car that's not paying attention, and I have to split in between 2 cars coming at me at 40 miles an hour.
Oh.
And the person I had on the back, this young lady, she'd never been on a motorcycle in her life. So I just told her to, just bury your head and we'll get through with this. So, they liked that so much they asked me if I'd fall down a stairs in a stunt for them, and I told them no, you weren't paying enough. So that's a funny thing, is you have a lot of downtime in production work, and especially if you're doing extras work or even if you're a principal. And so, there's a lot of games that go on and a lot of joking that goes on and different things because you got to keep your energy level up.
Right.
And the nice thing is you're working around artists. Everybody is an artist. And that's the nice thing about it. You're in a creative environment where people kind of work out on the edge. It's not a regular job. Art community, artists, we're always kind of out there on the edge anyway.
Why painting? Why artists? What is that for you? I mean, is it solace? Is it why art?
Being an artist is something you're born with, I think. And ever since I was a little kid, I was interested in history. I've been interested in everything. That's what I call myself, a Renaissance man, and that's why Leonardo da Vinci, I think, is so important in the world. But when I started thinking, what am I going to do for a living? I want to go to the university. I was the first person in the history of my family to ever go to the university. First person in the history of my family to ever have a teaching credential. And not just my immediate family, the history of my mom's side and my dad's side. So I was kind of breaking ground there. And luckily my parents said, hey, we don't care if you're studying art or whatever, as long as you're going to get your teaching credential, we're going to help you. My parents are my greatest examples. And when I won this award for the things I do for seniors and the speed radar signs and different things, the improvements on Shoreline Drive, I always say, people say, well, where do you get that? And I said, well, you got to look at my parents. And that's why parenting is so important. Because if kids aren't parented and they're not raised, then they're going to have influences that are more likely going to be negative unless they can hook up with somebody else in the neighborhood that's going to take that role over. So I give my parents all the credit in the world for allowing me to be who I am, which is an artist. Art has always led in the democratic process of showing that people have worth and value because they were willing to stand up against the governments that were controlling them.
Right. And well, I think it's pretty amazing that you have this passion in your life, because I'm a little bit like that as far as I feel like everybody is worthwhile. I believe everybody is a star. I don't believe that there's just a whole world of nothing. I think we're all stars, and I think we just reflect from the stars that are in the sky. And if you look in the sky, there's just so many stars. And you are definitely a bright orbit. It's like I see it in your eyes, I see it in your being, I see it in your paintings. I mean, some of these paintings are just so glorious, like the ones with the turtles. they really resonate with me because I was in Malaysia when I did a lot of traveling. I'm Lucy Looker right now, but Janet actually traveled all over the world. And I went to Malaysia and I saw the big leatherback turtles lay their eggs. And I followed the whole scene. And so for me, when I see that beautiful painting with the turtles, it's just amazing for me. I want to say thank you so much. Thanks for watching Lucy Looker and the Mini Woodstock Festival. See you later. Here comes Tutu. Oh, I just received a text. Oh my goodness, you got me with my hair all in rollers. Anyway, I'm excited because Tutu Time is about to happen, everybody. So all the boys and girls, get ready. It's Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time for the young stars of Foreave. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams. Tutu Time. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams at Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time and she loves you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Tutu Time and she loves you. Yeah. Tell me your goals, tell me your dreams. You're the young stars of Foreave. Tutu Time, Tutu Time. It's Tutu Time. Tutu Time. Here we are again, and I have a great star with us today. Her name you all know is Cami Ironson. Hey Cami, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Really? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about maybe a great friend you've got at school, and maybe something special that you've been doing at your school since you've been there.
Okay. So my school is called Garden Street Academy, and at my school I found a friend. Her name is Presley, and she's in kindergarten. And my other thing was I done a frog and toad play.
Oh, what's a frog and toad play? Tell everybody about that.
It's a book. It's a book, and there's a little TV show about it, and we did the play about it, and I made a little frog about my school, a clay frog.
You made a frog?
Yeah.
Wow.
A clay frog.
A clay frog. Oh, she made a clay frog. So you were in a play?
Yeah.
And what was your part in the play?
I was a squirrel, and I played like a squirrel.
Can you tell everybody the lines that you said? Did you have lines? Or did you have to just jump?
Dance.
You had to dance like a squirrel?
Yeah.
Nice. And did you enjoy performing?
Yep.
It's something you like to do? Yeah? You like to act and perform?
Yep.
That's good. So anything else you'd like to share with everybody today?
Nope.
No?
That's all.
That's all, huh?
Yep.
So can I ask you some questions?
Yep.
Remember last year you showed us a guitar that you got. So how's that coming along? Are you playing that at all?
Not that much.
Not that much. So do you think that you're a musician, or do you think you're an actress, or do you think you're a performer? What do you think you are?
Performer.
You're a performer. You like to perform.
Yeah.
You like to be in front of everybody on stage, and you like to perform.
Yep.
What is it you like about that?
I like to dance and sing. That's one of my parts. I like to perform.
Nice. So is that what you think that's what you'd like to do when you grow up?
Yep.
Awesome. That's great. I love to do that too. All right then. So is there anybody out there you want to say hi to?
Yep.
Who?
I like to say hi to everyone.
Everyone.
Yep.
That's a performer for you. So let's say bye-bye for now from Tutu Time.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Tutu Time again. And today we have the wonderful Tutu Time star, Jose Espinoza. And you all will remember Jose. Do you remember he started his business and it was called Euphoria? And so let's find out today. Let's talk to you, Jose, and you tell us all about Euphoria. How's the business going? The last time we heard you were really successful, had lots and lots of clients.
Yeah.
And you'd moved downtown. So,
Yeah.
you know, everything. So tell everybody what's been going on with Euphoria.
Yeah, well, Euphoria isn't hot right now. We decided to stop because right now I'm focusing on college personally, me and my friend.
Oh, tell us the story about college then.
Well, college. We're just trying to look at what we want to do later after college and what suits best, what college suits best for our majors, what we want to do. So that's pretty much just on search for something interesting.
Well, what major do you want to do in college?
I went to political science.
Oh, you do?
Political science,
So you want to be a politician?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
A politician, yeah.
That sounds good. You're a Cancer, aren't you? July the 3rd or something?
Yes.
That's really good for cancers. I'm a Cancer too.
Awesome.
We know how to talk. So hopefully you go out there. And what's some of the stands that you think in political stands do you have? Do you have any? Like things that you would like to change?
Oh, yeah. Well, I really want to focus on education, the educational system. I believe that should be priority for the government, as well as organic products, so we can keep people more healthy, and then, healthcare won't be needed because, the health will improve as people consume better foods. And on eco-friendly technologies, just helping the environment be more green, type of thing. So, yeah, it's 3 major things I really want to focus on.
Wow. So how would everybody be able to get all this organic food, do you think? Would they have their own
process?
Plot growing their own vegetables?
It's a process. There's only about 2% of the population that are actual farmers in the United States, and that's really low. And simple economic system, if we're able to meet the demand, because right now, currently, nowadays, there's a lot of demand for organic products because people are realizing the consequences cheap food brings to your body. Therefore, if we're able to supply that demand with more farmers, we could maybe, make a more competitive market. And once we make a more competitive market, prices need to go down because it'll be really competitive between the farmers. And for farmers to go out of business, the government could give them tax money, so they don't get frustrated with themselves, because if they're not have enough business, just in case, give extra tax money and stuff, So it's a really long process. It's more, I'm just being really broad about it right now, so yeah.
So that's what you want to do. So what colleges have you been looking at then?
Well, let's not forget the private East Coast colleges. I really want to attend one of those.
Not too cold for you over there?
Well, I'm not gonna be outside, right? I'm gonna be inside studying, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you said you were going with a friend to these colleges.
Yeah. Well, my friend currently, the guy who started Foreave Apparel, he moved to Princeton, New Jersey.
He's already moved.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would just go visit him. Then we go on train, just go through around the East Coast colleges and just look around and have a good time. Hopefully during the summer, we'll be going. Yeah.
So tell me, have you got a scholarship?
Well, I'm just junior, so I can't really get scholarships apply to scholarships until next year.
Oh, okay.
So.
Wow, that's great. Well, I'm really excited. So your Foreave is on the back burner right now. You're not doing very much with it?
Not really. We're just on a halt, just waiting.
Well, what happened to all those people you had? You had such a lot of people that you were doing jobs for. Is that still happening?
Yeah, not really.
No, it just phased out?
Yeah.
So it seemed like you got a real lot and then you had to concentrate on school and everything.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because, you have to focus on one specific thing if you really want to be good at one thing, right?
Yeah.
Because if you do little things, then once you do too many little things, you can't concentrate on one thing. You can become the best at that specific thing. Therefore, you have to calm down and just do that one specific thing.
Wow, so you decided on your education. Well,
Indeed.
we'll call in again. We'll get you back to hear what's going on more in your exciting life. So, all right, bye-bye from Tutu Time. Thanks a lot, Jose. Well, hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Tutu Time this week. You're on the Mini Woodstock Festival, so keep watching on Channel 17. As you can see, I have Maxwell, our doggy, here because today's a really special day. I have a wonderful guest with me. Her name is Tiffany Story, and many, many people in this area know her as a superstar actress. She's at Circle Bob B. She's at so many places around town and even singing out at Summerland, I believe, right now. But she will tell us all about herself. One of the things that Tiffany absolutely adores, and anybody that knows Tiffany, she loves dogs. She's really, really a lover of dogs and takes care of dogs. And so Maxwell obviously wants to say a few words right now. I'm going to introduce you to Tiffany Story, who is a local of Santa Barbara. So Tiffany, how are you doing today?
I'm fabulous.
Great. And so would you like to introduce us to your baby there?
So Thumbelina, as you can tell, she's very ferocious. And,
And, now
and Max is in love with her, and will sit at our feet. And yes, hi, Bubba's.
Max will come and sit down like a good boy. Come on. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, he says.
Isn't there someone who once said never work with animals and children? Yeah.
Is there someone? Who?
Because everybody will watch them. I hope you guys are watching us.
Yes. Sit down and be a good boy, Max, because you're on television right now.
Right, this could be your breakthrough.
Yeah, you never know. He just loves Thumbelina. I didn't even know. I thought she was carrying a coat when she came in. But anyways, Tiffany, so let's hear all about Tiffany. So you are a local of Santa Barbara. I know that your father, Chris, I actually performed with your dad. I don't know if he ever told you that. We were in a show called Gaslight at Circle Bar B many years ago. And I was the maid. Of course. And that's right. And yeah, and he was the wicked husband who tried to off his wife in that wonderful story, Gaslight. But it was great. And my son Arthur is a drummer, and he performed in many of Chris's orchestras out at the courthouse.
Right,
Yeah,
the fiesta.
So we know Chris.
Yeah.
And that's your dad. Now, I want to get something straight because I know there are twins in your family. Are you one of the twins or not? Tell us about your family.
Okay, there are 7 kids.
Oh my gosh, 7.
There is the oldest is Chris Story, so he's the 7th.
Hang on a minute, that's the one named after your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, my brother Christopher the 7th has then had a child who named him Christopher, so he's Christopher the 8th.
Oh my
So there's
goodness.
Christopher Story the 8th. The legacy continues. Yeah.
It's like a royal family.
It is.
Because I know the twins, because Gil Trevino actually shared Buddhism with one of the twins.
Right.
I'm not sure which.
I think it was Cynthia. Probably.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yes, and so I know that there are twins. I think I've seen both of them at different times.
Yeah.
What's the other one's name?
Sabrina.
Sabrina and Cynthia.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. So, oh my goodness. So where are all these
Well,
family members are everywhere then?
Yeah. So Chris is here. Chris lives here. I have a sister Monica who lives in Dallas. Then the next down would be Dawn, who she works with the Santa Barbara City College Foundation. She pretty much runs it. They'd be nothing without her. Then me, then the twins, Cynthia and Sabrina, and then my sister Heather.
Wow. Tiffany is a wonderful actress. If you have a chance and you see Tiffany Story is playing somewhere, I'm telling you, she has a fan club. Everybody loves to go see Tiffany play whatever part she's given because if it's comedy, you're really literally wetting yourself. She made me. They just finished at Circle Bar B. Noise is off.
Right.
Oh my goodness, Dan and I had a blast. That was such a funny story.
It's such a great play.
So good to be able to have done that at the Circle Bar B. I was proud of you guys.
Well, everybody says, Tiffany, you're the reason they did it at Circle Bar B. And I'm like, that's not true. I would always say to Susie Couch, who runs Circle Bar B, oh, you ever going to do Noises Off? And she'd roll her eyes and go, I wish. We can't. We don't have 2 stories, and it needs to be 2 stories. And so all of a sudden I see in their upcoming season, Noises Off. I'm like, what? And she goes, we figured out a way to do the set. And they did.
Oh, it was amazing.
It worked great.
Well, Susie was on here in June, so anybody out there that wants to see Susie Couch, producer of the Circle Bar B, she, it was a very fun show having Susie on. And so you can get Mini Woodstock, everybody, on the YouTube. You just look up Foreave Stars International Mini Woodstock 2013 TV show. So anyway, but I was astonished. She was like very, very thrilled that they were able to do that show. So tell us about you some more. So you're a local girl and you got it. Why entertainment for you? I know that it comes naturally because I see it, but why entertainment from a young child?
Well, and I never, ever, to tell you the truth, when I was a little kid, it was all about animals. I was the one that brought the decapitated bee home and said, Mom, make him better. And she'd put them on the windowsill and say, I will get to that. And, she was a nurse, so I figured she had it under control. So always had an affection, a drive towards helping animals. And then I was an incredibly shy girl. So shy that I should have been like hospitalized. I was so shy. I mean, for example, I always tell this story. It's like, because people see me now, they're like, I can't imagine that. But I was going to go across the street to my best friend's house. I was about 6 years old, and my mom said, okay, put my little sweater on, said, see you at dinner time. Came back 2 hours later, and my mom said, so did you have fun playing? I said, no, I mean, no. She's like, well, what happened? Did you play with Monica? No. What did you do? I had gone there, stood in front of the door, but was too afraid to knock and just stood there for 2 hours, waiting for somebody maybe to come out and get the mail or, and then I'd say, oh, hi, is Monica? And nobody ever came out. So I went home.
Wow. Well, you need to focus like that when you're an actress anyway, folks. So I guess your focus began at a very early age.
Right.
Just to stay in one spot for such a long time.
I was. But my mom used to
goodness.
try to punish me. She goes, if I was kind of a goody two-shoes, so I seldom did things wrong, but when I did, Tiffany, you go to your room. So she'd come out, about an hour later, she'd feel guilty and peek in there and go, you want to come out now? And I'd be, no. I was totally content in my room all by myself. Worked for me, So,
What's your star sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay.
Prone to melancholia and very responsible. And
Yeah, my mum was a Capricorn. 11th of January, when's yours?
29th,
Ah.
which is another reason I'm Jan Brady. Okay? 4 days after Christmas, a couple days before New Year's, it's like, oh, it's your birthday. Oh, that's right. It's just been so busy, Christmas and holidays.
And everyone forget you.
Yeah. Oh, this is your Christmas and your birthday present.
Oh, there's so many kids.
The
Your
old-
mum,
I
don't how
know.
she did it.
I know.
It was fun though, wasn't it, growing up? Do you think, or did it just have too much drama? Or maybe that's why you need to be an actress.
Well,
so you can keep having the drama.
I was always the kid that tried to make smooth things out.
Right.
The
middle child.
And everybody else was, at the other spectrum of being flying back and forth, and I was like, make everything calm. So the irony is that I would become a dramatic actress or an actress of any sort,
Yeah.
always was going to be a veterinarian, and then my very Republican, conservative godmother said, oh, Tiffany, you don't want to be a Republican. You don't want to be a veterinarian. You know where you have to stick your fists into the canals of farm. I'm like, ooh. I first of all, that's not true. Second of all, so what? I could deal with it, And third of all, she just was so shocked that I wanted to be a vet. So I just kind of
Let it
to the
go.
wayside. But then me being so shy, I had a couple close friends, and with them I wasn't shy. With them I was, crazy, And people would always say, Tiffany, you're so crazy, you're so weird. And I'd be like, I'd rather be weird and crazy than normal and dull and whatever. So then people would always, my close friends would say, oh, you should be an actress. So I said, okay. And I waited for somebody to come to the door and, ask me to act in something.
And they actually did.
No, of course they didn't. It's like, oh, you mean I have to
Go out there?
actually go out there? But that's the thing I
Audition?
don't want to.
Yeah.
Those people don't know me, so, oh my God.
How did it begin then?
I was in, like, people thought, oh, you've been acting all your life. It's like the first play I ever auditioned for was in my senior year of high school. And there was already this theater clique.
Oh,
Okay.
right, of course.
You think
and,
think
that's why.
the Cholo gangs were bad, man. The theater clique
Oh,
gangs
I know. I went through.
were so superior, and they were, and so, how dare I audition? They don't know who I am. So, basically, it was our town. Of course, it was our town because that's all they do anymore. I mean, our town. It's like, can you see one more production of our town? Okay, so they were doing our town, and they hand me a piece of paper, and it had one line on it. I was to read one line, this little group scene. I can do that, so read the line. I never heard from her again. It's like they had already cast the show.
Right.
They just had to hold open auditions,
Right.
and I didn't deserve it. I mean, I sucked. I just read the line, and then then I went to, I started taking theater arts classes at City College and did a lot of scene work there, and still was like, well, I got to audition, and just had no technique. I didn't get why I wasn't getting parts, why I wasn't getting called back. It's because I sucked. I sucked, you know? And so I would, you know, I'd ask my director, I'd ask, you know, what is it I'm not doing? What am, you know, years and years. Finally, what did I do? I think I got cast in something down in Carpinteria, and realized, I mean, if anything, and that's probably the Capricorn, is I'm a super hard worker. Right. And so it's like, okay, if I'm not getting this, if I'm not succeeding, what can I do to succeed? What can I do? So I would just watch other actors. I'd read books and books and books. I'd read biographies on actors, autobiographies on actors, what they did, you know, study the people that I really idolize. And that's how I developed and got better and better and better. My sucking auditions always suck. I mean, I do not audition well. I don't. But you know what? Sean Penn doesn't audition well, and Dustin Hoffman doesn't audition well. So, so that's it's like if people know me and they work with me, they'll just put me in the part because they know I'm going to do it, you know. But from the auditions, it's like I either push too hard or I don't give enough. I don't know. So that's something that.
Well, you certainly seem like you're naturally an actress on stage. You know, you really do.
Well, you know, and it's.
I mean, I'd really admire that because I went through about 2 or 3 years here in Santa Barbara where I was really into acting, and I did it, and I kept getting parts, and they were challenging. I mean, and I was in Oliver. I was Mrs. Sowerberry in Oliver.
Oh, lovely.
Born Undertaker's Mute, you know. Mrs. Sowerberry. I had all these incredible parts. I was in Charlie's Aunt out at Circle Bar B and Gaslight and Six Rooms Review. They chose me over a Californian accent because they thought I could do a New York accent. And so I did all that, and then I wrote a song, and then I went to England and went in a heavy metal band and all that sort of stuff. But I know what it takes. I know the dedication, what it takes to learn your lines and to be a part of that family for that 6 weeks or whatever it is that you're on tour. And I'm telling you, I admire every single one of the actors on stage that I watch now because I don't think I could do it anymore. I'm too like, I'm a performer. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, I have a hard enough time trying to remember my own songs that I write. So now I just like do them on the spot because I write songs as we go. You know, I've been with Dan for so long, plays music, and we play music together and we create that learning lines, are you serious? I wouldn't be able to, I'd probably be able to do that one line and stick it in wherever I thought it had to go. No, I admire you. You know, you and all the other actors, I just look up on stage and go, oh my God, I know how much it took. That's why I'm so.
It's a time commitment.
Applaud so much and why I laugh so much because
she's
it's like
the best audience member on the planet. I swear. The night you came, I mean, we were just like backstage going, we love her.
It was hilarious though because that show, Noises Off, if you have never seen that show, folks, you ought to go see it because it's hilarious.
It is.
It's a show within a show is the only way I can say it. So you actually get, and if you've done acting,
it's even funnier.
It's funny because you know exactly where everybody's coming from. And I was like, it was so hilarious.
Yeah,
it was really, really funny. And so I know that when we were just folks, you can look at these cups that we have from Wales. My beautiful friend Sheila in Wales gave Idonna Rose and I these cups, and they have the Welsh names on them, but that one there has the longest name. And I know that Tiffany will sing that line.
Well, I can't. This is a different one. This is because the one I had, the name of the town was the place that's near the little farmhouse that sat next to a tree that's on top of the hill next to John,
who was drinking a beer.
Yeah.
Sheila,
don't don't get upset because I'm not doing it right.
She'll love it.
But it was a great song called "The Boy From," and it was by Stephen. What? Sondheim.
name?
Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim. He's a famous, writes amazing musicals. He spoofed The Girl from Ipanema with this song called "The Boy From," which the chorus basically, it's about this girl who falls madly in love with this guy from, and it's the boy from Tacaremba, La Tumba del Fuego, Santa Malipa, Zacatecas, La Junta del Sole Cruz. And, so each time this girl has to sing this, chorus is, why, when I speak, does he vanish? Why, wish I understood Spanish? Things like that. And then, the boy from Tacaremba, La Tumba del Fuego, Santa Malipa, Zacatecas, La Junta del Sole Cruz. And then the guy is going to head off to Wales. She's like, and here's the whole deal is, why are his trousers vermilion? His trousers are vermilion. Why does he claim he's Castilian? He says he's Castilian. Why do his friends call him Lillian? So the guy's gay, right? And I hear at the end of the week, he's leaving to start a boutique. And then though I smile, I know I'm pretending because tonight, the last I'll be spending with the boy from Taco, right, that thing. And then tomorrow he sails. He's leaving for Wales to live in. Ich go in blik veel is Turk in der van nationale. So that's the long and the short. And I know I said that wrong. I have to literally study that, Sheila. It's been years since I sang that song.
Tell me the love that you have for animals now and how people can maybe get in touch with you if they need an animal, because you look after orphans, right? Tell them.
Well, I have a pet sitting dog walking business, and through that, I have rescued some dogs on death row, and I started going on Facebook to try to network these dogs. Well, south, it's a nightmare. The day that these dogs are available often is the day they will kill them.
Oh my.
So it's just a tragedy. And so I'm small. I do what I can do. I pledge money to help with rescues. I fostered, and that's what happened. I foster failed and ended up keeping the dog. And so I decided, well, I'll start doing it myself. And so I can take one dog at a time, and I've probably placed about 30 dogs that were going to be killed.
Oh, that's awful.
So now they're living up in Santa Barbara. I just adopted one out that's living in a mansion in Montecito.
Oh,
so went from literally the worst kill shelter in California to San Bernardino City to living in a mansion in Montecito. Come on.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I love that.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming, Tiffany. It was lovely. And Thumbelina. And Maxwell. You want to say bye-bye to Thumbelina? Hey, say bye-bye. Oh, look at these two. Your dad's going to really love that, isn't he? All right. Well, cheers, honey. Well, yours is all gone. You drank your coffee. Okay, cheers.
Is there a thing you do to sign off? Like
yeah, we just say, oh, we can do that if you like. I'm just happy Tiffany came. I really wanted her to come.
I am too.
And I'm happy Thumbelina came. So bye-bye for now. I'm sure there's a musician coming up in the next segment. So say bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, he licked me all over my face. Hello, everybody. This is our musician segment. And yes, we're in January. And Happy New Year to all those that I haven't said that to already. And yep, you can see my hubby, Dan Orr, the other half of Asriar, is with me today as our musician in the musician segment. A lot of people actually ask me, we don't know much about Dan. So I had to, convince him a little bit to come on and let me interview him for the Mini Woodstock Festival. So I hope you'll enjoy Dan. And this is his dad. Yeah, this is Jim Orr. And Jim was an incredible musician, and he used to be on the Mini Woodstock Festivals in Santa Barbara that we had. That's Dan's dad. So Dan, how did music really, I know because your mother was a classical musician, correct?
She played piano. My dad, he played guitar for 14 years before I was born, so he was pretty well into it by the time I came around. And he always had musicians and amplifiers and guitars hanging around, and acoustic guitars and stuff hanging around, and he was always playing, and people were always coming over and jamming and stuff, and it was a pretty good time. I kind of upset him a couple of times when I asked him how come he couldn't play like Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. But you know, so because I play guitar now, so I can understand how somebody can't play like that. So yeah, it was kind of neat. He's the one who got me started in it, just because it was a way to express yourself fully, you know, without even saying a word, really. So it was fun learning how to do that, you know, the technical aspect of it, and the fingering and the sounds, and how you get different sounds and stuff, and how you add those sounds together to actually express something. It's kind of neat, you know. If you want to be angry, or if you want to be happy, or if you want to be sad, or whatever, you can make sounds and express that. It's kind of cool.
And what's really interesting to me, folks, you know, I've been married to Dan from the moment we met each other, you know. Hello, Maxwell. From the moment that we met each other, it was, you know, we expressed ourselves with the creative realm of me writing the words to songs, and Dan expressing with the music. And that was the way we really related to each other. And I can remember him talking to me about his dad, and of course I met his dad over the years, and he was an engineer. And it's been interesting to me to watch you, Dan, because you work for ATK, which is you know, what does it mean again? Alliant Technologies. Anyway, it's aerospace. And what's interesting to me is Dan is a technician for that company, and at the same time he's a musician. And that's exactly how his father was throughout his life. He had his engineering part of his brain at work, and then he would have his creative side, the musician part. And Dan does the same, except Dan really, he expresses his creativity with music by you know, you improvise. You're like me. We really are able to improvise with each other, and it's a wonderful feeling to play with each other like that. Sure. I know that any of you out there, I mean, we're all on Facebook, and many of our friends, or I guess in the realm of music and that you say fans, but I really like to think everybody that loves us are our friends and our family, and really are a part of us. And we really appreciate everybody that loves us. We really do. And especially that loves this show. And the one thing that all of you out there that actually watch us and know about us will know that Dan has a Facebook page that is called Guitar Junkie Lounge. Yeah. And it's very interesting what you've been doing with that page, I think, Dan, because I know Ramiro Guzman, who is a fantastic entertainer, who we hope that's going to come on Mini Woodstock eventually, someday, and play with us, because he is a really wonderful musician, wonderful singer, and really helps a lot of people in the senior citizen realm up in Walnut Creek. And he just loves your Guitar Junkie Lounge, and the two of them will, you know, really talk about all the different things that you keep doing to your amplifiers, your guitars, because Dan, also you give lessons. Yeah. I know you have one of your students. He works with John Durkee. He's been your student for a long time now. Yeah. And I think it's pretty amazing that you're able to keep a student for so long. Obviously, you have a lot to keep teaching.
I think that's pretty amazing.
I do too. I do. Because
he keeps wanting to learn more and more.
More and more, and that's wonderful.
He sees the value in it, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of people out there. I'm one of your fans, obviously, because we play so well together. But, you know, out there, please, if there's anybody that would like to be taught guitar, Dan is very open to that. Please get in touch with Dan. And your email is, what is your email, Dan?
danoguitarjunkie.org@gmail.com.
Okay, danoguitarjunkie.org@gmail.com. And, you know, it will be at the bottom of the screen. Please get in touch with Dan if you would really like to learn guitar, because he does that at the ABG studios here. So everybody out there, if you want to be taught how to play a mean guitar, just come and see Dano, come and see Dan, and
Find your tone.
and yeah, he'll help you find your tone in your guitar.
Yeah.
And anyway, please keep watching us on the Mini Woodstock Festival. There will be a jam after this interview. And hey, it's Happy New Year, January. So we wish you a Happy New Year, and we hope you'll stay with us for the rest of 2014 and watch the Mini Woodstock Festival. So bye-bye for now, and we'll be jamming right next. Bye-bye now.
Happy
Thanks,
New
Danny. Walking, yes, we are walking. We're talking, walking, you and me. We make everybody as happy as can be when we're walking. Yeah, when we're talking. Just you and me. We're gonna bring a lot of money in. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. We're walking, walking. We're talking, talking. Don't you think it's time that you help me? Walking. Yeah, we're talking. Everybody isn't a part of me. No, we're not cups of tea. We're not cups of tea. We're walking, we're talking. We fight really hard to bring about change. We're walking, we're talking, you and me. Walking, talking, you and me, trying to bring out some change. Walking, talking, walking, talking, you and me, trying to make the world change. Gotta make a change. Woo! Woo! Oh, walking, and we're talking, we're making changes, changes. what he said. I told him to go away. But you got a pretty face, is what he said.